some definitions. All right, so last week and the week before, we looked at the actual implementation, the performing of some empirical tests, specifically linear regression. This week, we're going to take a look at some more definitions of types of empirical research. So, for instance, you'll come out of this knowing the difference between a critical junction and critical historical analysis. What does that mean? Okay. We'll talk a little bit about the importance of identity within political science research. This is an area that gets a lot of attention and is approached from a number of different directions, whether it's qualitative or quantitative. Excuse me, because people tend to line up in various parties based on their identity. So understanding what it is, it's important to researchers in the political science field. Okay. But there are some trade-offs when you're looking at identity in terms of how you measure it. All right. So you're going to read a little bit about that and become familiar with that. Okay. And then also, or I guess finally, I want you to think about why it is that trends, movements of human behavior within political science are often difficult to track accurately. And as a research-minded individual, this is how I'd like you to come out of this course, is thinking like an empirical researcher. When you see polling, right, I want you to be, not necessarily cynical, but skeptical about what it is that poll, or rather the person presenting it, says it means, whether it's the favorability rating of a candidate, trust. These are usually sort of these, big categories. How favorable is this candidate to you as opposed to this candidate? Do you trust this candidate as opposed to that candidate? Okay. You can get a measurement of what the individuals that you're speaking with are thinking about, say, a candidate or an issue when you speak with them. But trying to apply that by way of external validity to the entire populace is a tricky bit. Why is that the case? Why is it within the political science field getting data that then becomes applicable outside of the study group, that is external validity, which is what we're about as researchers? Why is that much tougher than, say, other fields like economics? Okay. And it is. All right. So you'll be back to definitions and understanding the nature and application of approaches to empirical research. That's what you're going to be up to this week. Okay. And of course, you're working on part 2 of those papers. And if you have any questions, you're sending them to me by way of email, and you're answering the discussion questions, and you're discussing with your fellow classmates, because you know that it'll be from the discussion post that the material for the final exam, which is cumulative, will be drawn. But that's not for another few weeks. Okay. All right, everybody. Welcome to week 13. You're doing great. Hang in there, and I will see you in the next video on Canvas. Bye-bye.